God is good. God is awesome. So this story is about a time in my life when I was I was um, I was traveling on the road with an artist. It was a Christian artist, and I was really trying to live for God and everything, but I was struggling a whole lot at that point in time with some secret sin and some immorality, and uh, and it had been just kind of like such a repeated thing that I didn't. The more you do something, you kind of get numb to it. Hebrews says, "See to it that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God and is hardened by sin's deceitfulness." And so, sin will harden your heart. And so, if you're doing something that you know is sinful, and you keep on doing it, it hardens something inside of you, and then you can't. You're not sensitive to the Lord. You're not sensitive to others in the way you should be. And so, one of the most amazing gifts that God can give you is when He convicts you of that and gives you and opens your eyes and shows you got to stop, and then gives you the power to stop that. And so anyway, that's kind of where I was. I was like living, kind of, in sin, in secret, and then in public, in this Christian worship band. And we're performing everywhere, leading worship, and then we get taken out to nice restaurants and green rooms and all this stuff, and so it was like kind of it was a very crazy time. It was an awesome time, but a crazy time, and not that the people that did that to us, not that they were wrong. Like I so appreciate all the hospitality that people showed us, all over the country. It was amazing, but that was just my inner life, what was happening. So we're at this meeting for the Call, Nashville, and they were kind of stirring up prayer and building up different prayer meetings and worship meetings leading up to the Call in Nashville, which was on 7/7/2007. And there was this one meeting where they were talking, and then they wanted us all to get down on our knees and pray. And so, and I believed in what they were doing. I was totally for it. But then, so I'm on my knees, but in my head, I'm thinking, okay, man, where's the green room? When's lunch? I'm getting tired of this. And in that moment, something clicked in my head. Your heart is hard, and it wasn't like something where I'm kind of down on myself, or it wasn't like that. It was kind of like just a realization with no emotional condemnation or anything attached to it. It was just like, I realized you got a hard heart. And so I'm like, okay, well, God, I can't change. I can't change myself. You're gonna have to help me. You're gonna have to change me. So this guy who was this young kid who was with the Call, he was coming around praying for people, and he put his hand on me and he said, "Lord, take out his heart of stone and give him a heart of flesh." And it kind of clicked, like, hey, that's exactly what I'm dealing with right now. And so about a minute goes by, and then before I know it, I'm wailing at the top of my lungs, just crying out to God, Lord, soften my heart. Lord, soften my heart. Lord, soften my heart. I want to hear you. I want to know you. And I was just so broken and didn't care what anybody else thought of me. Didn't care what I looked like to anybody else. And so that night they were having a worship meeting at this big place downtown Nashville called the Fortress, which and they actually asked me to get up and take the offering at this worship meeting. And so I got up to say a little something, and I ended up just saying all of my sins, just confessing my sins. And and then for the next 2 weeks after that, and that was like a just crazy, a huge night. For the next 2 weeks, I was confessing my sins every day. It was like God would make me. I would feel this push in my heart. Tell so-and-so this. Tell so-and-so this. I told my parents everything I'd ever done. I told my boss, who was Jeff Dio at the time, I'd lied to him about something really embarrassing, and I told him. And then there was a friend, a very good friend that I had lied to, that I told him about how I'd lied to him. And the more that I said the things that I was hiding, that I was ashamed of, that were sinful, the more that I said those things, the more that my heart just awakened and became so much more alive. And I really had a huge revival in my life at that time that God brought on, that was triggered by that young man who was going around who prayed for me. And so I just thank God for that. I thank God for that. And I just pray for you, whatever, if there's anything that you're struggling with, I just pray for you that you will have the courage to bring it into the light and to find the grace that God has for you. So bless you.